The first list of 7 wonders of the ancient world date back more than 2,000 years ago, centuries ago by tourists of Antiquity, ancient Hellenic people. Out of these wonders, only the Great Pyramids of Giza still stand to date, while the rest of the structures do not exist. The earthquake and fires did some of them in, while in one instance, the inhabitants of the town put them to death. A lot of other lists of other marvelous constructions have been created since then. Number 10. Abu Simbel. One of the most magnificent structures found in Egypt, the Abu Simbel is made up of 2 huge underground rock temples are located on the western side of Nasser's lake. The twin temples were originally hewn from the mountainside during the times of the pharaoh Ramesses the Great in the 13th century BC to prove his eternity and that of his queen Nefertari. The complex was relocated in its entirety in the 1960s to avoid its being submerged. While during the formation of Lake Nasser, the huge artificial water body that came into existence after the construction of the Aswan Dam on the Nile River. Number 9. Eiffel Tower. Otherwise known as the Tower, the monument built in honor of the Eiffel is undeniably one that must be seen when visiting the French capital. The tower was constructed between 1887 and 1889 and was designed to be was the entrance to the World's Fair. It has a height of 324 meters and was astonishingly the tallest man-made structure on the face of the earth, until the Empire State Building won the title in the year 1930. Ride the lift right to the top of the tower and see an awesome view from the observation deck of the Parisian boulevard and pattern of parks below. Number 8. Neuschwanstein Castle, one of the architectural projects of MAD, King Ludwig II of Bavaria, Neuschwanstein. Castle is the cliché fairy tale castle. On the contrary, it was the tall towers and the Romanesque revival architecture of the castle that evoked the Sleeping Beauty Castle of Walt Disney. The construction of the castle started in 1869, but unfortunately, the king never got to inhabit his magnificent castle. He died in 1886, the same year in which the construction of the castle was completed. Located in the southern part of Bavaria, surrounded by forests, mountain ranges, and watered lakes, the beautiful scenery. The decor of the castle is as magnificent as the structure of the building. Number 7. Burj Khalifa. The Burj Khalifa is also an iconic architectural and engineering marvel with 2 observation decks and a restaurant bar on the 122 floors of the building. The tallest building in the world soars to 27.15 feet and was completed in January 2010. Nearly 6 years since the exercise began. That is why up to 13,000 workers labored day and night to erect the new floor in the shortest time possible, 3 days. Gazing at the views from the tallest building in the world is arguably deserving to be on any bucket list, and a visit to the At the Top observation deck at the height of the 124th floor is the most visited way to do it. Number 6. St. Basil's Cathedral. Possibly the most famous attraction in Russia, this spiraling cathedral, which has an array of different colors. Onion Domes is located in Moscow's equally famous Red Square. St. Basil's Cathedral is situated on Red Square and was constructed by Ivan the Terrible in 1555. The structure is a madly bright lollipop of strange styles that seem more like a fun fair and look unlike any other building in Russia, due to its distinctive architecture and its cultural connections to a particular victorious battle. In Tatarstan, the cathedral is a symbol of Russia. Number 5. Himeji Castle. The Himeji Castle has been regarded as the best existing example of a Japanese castle. It was built to serve as a castle to protect against enemies in the feudal period, but has been reconstructed for many different periods of design. It lived through the World War II bombings and can be observed in domestic and foreign films, including the James Bond movie You Only Live Twice. The white exterior and design of the castle make it resemble a bird flying off, thus earning the castle is also known as the White Egret Castle. Number 4. Lalibela Churches. Designed and constructed to be the New Jerusalem, Lalibela is a city in the highlands of Ethiopia, is blessed with 11 majestic monolithic churches. These were hewn from the top down into living rock between the 7th and 13th centuries, with a network of complex channels and corridors linking them. Of these, the Church of St. George is undoubtedly the most impressive, as it is so finely carved out of the mountainside. Constructed in the form of a Greek cross, the church stands 40 feet tall, with stunning sculptures and paintings that are housed within its hazy walls. Number 3. Leaning Tower of Pisa. The representative of the architectural marvel is the Leaning Tower, with a tilt of as much as 4 degrees. That gives the impression that the tower is about to collapse. The leaning, freestanding campanile tilts to one side of the church and is adjacent to the cathedral. It was constructed in the Romanesque architecture style. The tower can be dated back to the 12th century, and its construction was possibly the longest one in history, taking 199 years to be completed. Started to incline mischievously during construction because of the variegated ground on one side of the structure. Today, the tower, which is haphazardly tilted at 55 degrees, has become the emblem of green sports. An imposing monument, 86 meters tall, attracts tourists from far and wide. Number 2. Sydney Opera House. Being considered as a masterpiece of the 20th century architecture, the Sydney Opera House was designed and constructed by the architect Jørn Utzon to resemble a giant ship that was sailing. It encompasses many facilities that can accommodate over 1,500 promenade Located near the waters of Sydney Harbour and the Royal Botanic Garden, the Sydney Opera House is one of the most recognisable symbols of Australia. Since you made it to this part of the video, I am going to give you the top list on the greatest man-made wonders of the world. But first, subscribe for more content perks like this one. Number 1. Leshan Great Buddha. The giant Buddha of Leshan is a colossal statue of a Buddha carved from a cliff in the province of Sichuan in western China. Built in the year 713 of the Tang dynasty, the statue was never completed until the year 803 and was created with the help of thousands of sculptors and workers. Due in part to the fact that the Leshan giant Buddha is the largest carved stone Buddha in the world, it has been and can be found in poetry, song, and/or story. The sculpture is 233 feet tall, and each of its giant hands has fingers 11 feet in length. Resting hands.